This is America. And can you do anything you want? Nope. No, you can't do anything you want, but you have a lot of opportunity in this country. I was talking to a kid the other day, and I was just like, man, he's in the fire department. And, like there's a salary cap in the fire department, right? And I said, hey, man, like save your money. Figure out something else you can do. In the fire department, you got time to do other things. What do you do in your spare time? Right there. I already know you're not doing much. So what can you do? And I kind of said, like we're at my gym, and I said, look, see all this? I go, all this was just like an idea at some point. Just a little tiny idea with no true value whatsoever. Nothing. And here you are in a gym. And that's the same for everything that I have in my life. Everything was just like nothing. But if you apply it and you execute on it, now all of a sudden they start to grow value. And so, it's always surprising to me that the opportunity that we have in this country. So are you going to get it given to you? No. Is it going to take hard work? Yes. Will you have setbacks? Yes, you will. Yes, you will. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Like this is what, here's a Gen Alpha term, lore. You heard this? Lore.
No.
So like creating lore. So if you look at when you have problems, those problems are how you create lore about what you did with your life. The kind of thing you can tell your grandkids, the kind of things you can tell your kids. Hey, this is what happened. Oh yeah, I remember when I had my wife and my 4 kids in a 934 square foot house. That's lore, man. My kids are kind of fired up for that. Like there was 2 girls sharing a bedroom. I took the converted garage and split it in half. One for my son and one for my youngest daughter. That's what we're doing. That's cool. At the time, would I rather had, some mansion? Sure. But that wouldn't have got me no lore. So when you go through challenges, you face things in life, look at it as an opportunity to make some lore for your existence. It's going to be a struggle. But with America, if you work hard, you will be rewarded. And you're going to, look, it's not like a guarantee. But if you work hard, you have to make sure you're playing the right game too. So I had this conversation with a guy, actually 2 guys consecutively a few years ago. And they were both hard workers in 2 totally separate industries. 2 hard workers working very hard and not able to get to where they wanted to go. And they're putting in, 50-hour weeks, 60-hour weeks, 70-hour weeks, like really getting after it. And I said, hey, listen, if that's what's happening, you got to check what game you're playing. Because if you put a lot of effort, the example I used was soccer and basketball. If you put a lot of effort into basketball, how many points can you score in a game? 30, 40, 50? You get 50 points in one game as an individual player. If you're playing soccer, how many points can you get in a game? Maybe 1 or 2. So if you realize that you're not getting the points that you want to get, you might have to say, I need to get into a different game. So you have to be smart. Hard work isn't rewarded solo. You have to also, detach, look around and say like, okay, is this game that I'm playing the right game to get where I want to go? So you have to keep that in mind too. But this is America. If you play the game and you play the right game and you play it hard, you're going to end up in a good spot, which is all we could ever ask for.